Resuming from Sri Harinama Amrita Vyakaranam, Samas Prakaranam, Sutra 932nd. So we are doing Krishna Purusha category, and under that we are doing the Shamram Samas, the Karmadhara Samas. Ivena Nityam Samaso Vishnu Bhaktiya Lopascha. It is compulsory to compound the word ending in a Swadi Vishnu Bhakti with the Avyaya Eva. With the Avyaya Eva. But the Swadi Vishnu Bhakti is not deleted. The compound so formed is called Shamarama. Thus we get Megha Iva. Megha Iva. So this is Samasa, Megha Iva. Someone might argue if the Mahahara of the Vishnu Bhakti is not done in the case of Megha Iva and so on, then only the Vakya, Megha Iva and so on should be done. What is the point of doing the Samasa? The point of doing the Samasa is just to combine the words together, and when this is done, the Tadhita Pratyas can be applied after the compound word. Examples of this are
So if it weren't a samasa, there would have been a sandhi, right? It would have been like megheva or something.
Yes. No, in sandhi, yeah, it depends, right? We'll do sandhi there. Maybe let's take a read and then we'll discuss this point.
Okay, thank you.
Because even in samasa, sandhis are done. Sandhis are done everywhere. Sandhi sarva prakaranam vyapi. So maybe let's take a read and then we'll come back to this. So examples of this word are Agni Riva Pashaha, Sadhu Riva Rupaha, ityadi. Sankshodhani says this sutra prohibits the usual deletion of the Vishnu Bhakti that would have taken place by Antaranga Swadhir Mahahara Ekapadatvarambhe. Thus, this is simultaneously a Shamarama Samasa and an Aluk Samasa, so that's 999. Even though this Samasa is compulsory to follow modern conventional usage and to avoid confusion, we did not use hyphens elsewhere in the book. For example, in Vritti 2, 929, we wrote Megha Iva without a hyphen, even though it is technically a Samasa and thus liable to hyphenation as is done in this. Okay, here there is a Sandhi. Here there is Sandhi simply by, so the footnote says here, 269. Advaya bho bhago agobhyo lope sarveshrituna. So that one, the deletion of yeah. So yeah, your point you were mentioning about the Vishnu Bhakti, right? The Vibhakti.
Yeah. So is it? So the sus was deleted, and that's the sandhi. That's what's being referred to in
Yes.
81, or
Yeah. So here, even though it is a samasa, but it's not rendered into a pratipadikam or a nominal stem. The Vishnu Bhaktis are retained in this samasa, which is an exception because in samasa the Vishnu Bhaktis they go right, but here they remain. So we have these two words megha, iva, and then we're applying sandhi inside, and we're deleting the Vishnu, the visarga. So it becomes megha iva. So this is the
I
result of
see.
this is the result of sandhi. Megha iva.
Okay, thank you.
And so now it can't be turned into Megheva because once Visarga has been deleted, no further sandhi can be done.
Right. Okay, now I remember.
So Megha Eva. Again, the sutra says it is compulsory to compound the word ending in a Swadi Vishnu Bhakti with the Avyaya Eva. But the Swadi Vishnu Bhakti is not deleted. The compounds are formed is the Shyamram. That was. Okay, so iti Krishna Purusheshu Shyamram Samasah. Thus ends the section dealing with the Shyamram Samasa, which is included among the Krishna Purushas. In the Samasa Prakaranam, the footnote says the sections are usually indicated by endings um, beginning with the word iti rather than by headings beginning with the word atha. Yes, I mean, like here in Samas Prakaranam, the pattern is that whenever a new topic is introduced, so we won't get any indication, a special indication that here begins like Atha, let's say Atha Shyamaram Samas. Here begins the Shyamaram Samas. No, rather here when the topic will be covered, completed, then it will be mentioned, okay, thus ends the Shyamaram Samasa. So that is indicated by the word iti. So this is the pattern followed in this Samasa Prakaranam. Like if we go back to the second chapter, so when we had begun, the declension, so we began with Sarveshwaranta section. So there, the beginning it was a mention Atha Purushottam Linga Sarveshwaranta Shabda Atha, no Sri Lakshmi Linga Sarveshwaranta Shabda. But here at the end we get such section headings. So iti Krishna Purusheshu Shyamarama. So here amongst the Krishna Purusha samasas we have studied Shyamarama samasa. Okay. So then Sankhya. Okay, maybe that 932 sutra could be mentioned in the group because so a mention could be just Iva compounded with Swadi Vishnu Bhaktis, and example is Megha Iva, which turns into Megha Iva after Sandhi is applied. Actually, these are notes are very handy and very useful. We are making notes. Just write the example also. Make, yeah, make. Maybe just do it Megha Iva. You know? Megha plus Iva is, so there just put the Visarga, Vishnu Sarga. Megha plus Iva. Okay. And maybe just a note here. Although being a Samasa, Sandhi is done here. So that was the Shamram Samasa. Sankhya Samahare Samasyate Sajatri Rami Sangya. Now, amongst the Tat Purusha or Krishna Purusha Samasa, uh, we have the main is the Krishna Purusha or the Tat Purusha Samasa, and then we have Shamram Samasa, that's Karmadhara, and this Rami, which is Dvigu, under the category of Krishna Purusha, right? So we're done with Shamrama, now Rami. So now we're discussing Dvigu Samas, Rami Samas. Sankhya Samahare. Okay, before that, in nutshell, maybe in group we can check now or afterwards. So in Shamram Samasa, basically we're dealing with Visheshana Visheshya being compounded together, and then Visheshana and Visheshana compounded together. So those were the two main focus points. Uh, Visheshana and Vishesha, and Visheshana and Visheshya. Sorry, Visheshana, adjective, and Visheshana and Visheshya, adjective and noun. And all the rest of the sutras, they are just explaining about the sequence the positioning of Visheshana, Visheshya, ityadi. So that was mainly about the Shyamarama Samasa, and also the Upaman and Upameya, the Upama, that concept is also introduced there. Now, Sankhya Samahare Samasyate Sajatri Rami Sangyaha. When a Samahara is being expressed, so yeah. So when a Samahara is being expressed, Samahara means aggregation, like like a group of something, a group of something. So when a Samahar is being expressed, numerals are compounded with a word ending in a swadi. Numerals are compounded with a word ending in a swadi. Um, the compound so form is called three rami, three rami samas. So basically, when we have numerals compounded with a swadi, subanta shabda, a subanta word, so that's called three rami samas. Yeah, earlier grammarians they call it Dvigu Samas. Dvigu. We already saw an instance where those words had to be added from the context. Sutra 934 Samahare Triramyamekatvam Brahmatvam Cha. When the three Rami is ordained in the sense of Samahara, it is singular in number and neuter in gender. Okay, when the three Rami is ordained in the sense of Samahar, Samahare, Three Ramya. So it is singular in number, Ekvachana, and Brahmalinga. So Brahmalinga, Ekvachana. For example, thus when we have the Vigraha, Pancha Gopyaha Samahritaha. So five gopis taken together, a group of five gopis. Or Panchanam Gopinam Samaharaha, a group of five gopis. The same meaning. So we get Panch Gopi. We get Panch Gopi. Now, if you see here in Panch Gopi, the E is not Trivikrama, it's Vamana. Why? Brahmanta Trivikramasya. So, yeah, so because, um, yeah, Pancha Gopi and then Brahmanta Trivikramasya Vamana. So, the rule was the Brahmalinga Shabda ending with the Trivikrama Akshara becomes Vamana. That we had studied in the second chapter. Uh, so that's why, so that is 172 Sutra. So because of that, Trivikrama E turned into um, Vamana E because the form will be made 2.1. I'm sorry, it is singular and neuter. Yeah, 1.1. Neuter in gender, 1.1. So Pancha Gopi, a group of five gopis. Panch Gopyah Samahrita. That's one way, that's the Vigraha Vakya for this three Rami Samas. Or another way we can say Panchanam Gopinam Samahara. This Shashti way of Vigraha is quite rampant, quite used. Um, the implied meaning is that because mere aggregation is being expressed here, uh, there is no regard for gender and number. But the neuter singular is nonetheless used here for the sake of propriety. In this regard, one should remember na padam shastre prayunjita. What is not a pada, Vishnu pada, cannot be used in an authoritative work. So in Panini they call it, they say it, the same thing they say in the way subtingant padam vakyam. That only a pada or a Vishnu pada can be used in a vakya, and a Vishnu pada, a word becomes a Vishnu pada when it is either subant or tingant. So the same thing, na padam shastre. So apadam shastre na prayunjita. What is not a Vishnu pada is not employed in the Shastra, the scriptures. So a neuter singular ending is used only to make a Vishnu pada. Regarding Panchagopi, the change to Vamana takes place by Brahmanta Trivikramasya Vamana. I already took that. Now Jiva Goswami will state an exception. Okay, maybe a quick note here uh, from this 934 sutra. Yeah, a note could be made for this sutra 934. Okay, let's go.
What do you want to say?
Okay, maybe we can do. Let's see this sutra and then we'll make a note.
Okay.
Aramanta Trirami Lakshmi Avantava Triramya Eep. But a Trirami which ends in Arama is feminine, and a Trirami which ends in Ap is optionally feminine. Eep is applied after Trirami in the feminine. So Aramanta Trirami Lakshmi Avantava Triramya Eep. For example, examples of the first part are Trirami. Trirami. So the explanation, the declension is Trayaha Rama Samahara Samahritaha or Trayanam Ramanam Samahara. So we remove the Vishnu Bhaktis, Antaranga Swadir Mahara. So we get three Rama, and then now this three Rama word, which is a three Rami Samasa, ends with a Vamana A. So as per this sutra, it is considered a feminine word. And then eep is added. Eep is applied after trirama in the feminine. And then we delete this arama on the strength of Pada Sutra under 1053. So we get three rami. And then three rami plus su. So su gets deleted Brahmata Somor Mahara. So we get three rami. So this is how we get from three rama, we get three rami. So this was the example for the first part of the sutra. A three rami which ends in arama is feminine, and then we apply eep. And the second example is Panchadhyayi. So, one second. Okay, I'm sorry. Panchadhyayi is also example of the first part. So, Pancha Adhyaya. So, it's Pancha, one second. So, the words are Pancha and Adhyaya. So, yeah, Pancha remains Pancha and Adhyaya is Adhyaya. So I've written the Pratipadikams only. So it's ending with Avamana A, so it's considered feminine Lakshmi Linga word. We add Eep, this A is related, so we get Panchadhyayi, this Dirgha Sandhi, Dashavatare Katmagir, Panchadhyayi. That's how even the word Ashtadhyayi is made, Ashtadhyayi, Dhyayi, um, the Panini grammar. So that's so the Vigraha is Ashtanam Adhyayanam Samaharah. So the book which consists of 8 chapters, right? So when we do the Samasa, so Ashta, the Pratipadikams are Ashta and Adhyaya, same. So Adhyaya ends with A, and so we add E, so we get Ashtadhyayi, Ashtadhyayi, like that. Then the second part, an example of the second part. So second part said that when a word ends with ap, so that's Trivikrama A. So that's optionally Lakshmi Linga Shabda. So an example of the second part using the word Rama is so Tisraha Rama. Rama means beautiful woman. So we get 3 Rama. So word ending with long A. So once we consider it feminine, so we add Eep. So we get 3 Rami. This is Lakshmi Linga Shabda, 3 Rami. And once when we do not consider it a feminine um, Shabda, then we consider it neuter. So Su 3 Rama plus Su Brahmanta Trivikrama se Vamana. This Trivikrama turns into Vamana, and this Su then turns into Brahmata Swamor Maha. Sorry, what was it? Brahma Krishnat Sor Brahma Krishnat Soram. After Brahma Krishna Shabda, Su gets replaced with We get 3 Ramam. Both mean the same thing. A group of 3 beautiful women. So this is an example when the word ends with long A, which is A.
So then this previous example of Panchagopi,
Mm-hmm.
that's this could not have applied to that because the second part
Okay, in
that
Panch,
could because Gopi started with ended with E in the first place. So if we see a Trivikrami, then it has to have come from an A and Trivikrama A and not from a Trivikrama E. Is that correct?
okay, so basic difference between the previous sutra and here is this sutra is demanding or is it's like going specific. Um, like previous one was a general rule, now this is an exceptional or a specific rule that okay, now if we have a word, a 3 Rama samas ending with either a Rama or the long R, then in that case we'll consider them either we'll consider them feminine or optionally feminine. But the Pancha Gopi was a neuter shabda, a neuter word, as mentioned. So the linga, the change in the gender is there, and then accordingly the forms.
Right. And Gopi could not have Gopi did this Sutra 935 could not have applied to Gopi because Gopi doesn't end in A.
A or
It
A,
only
right?
it only applies to the Arama or Arama. Okay.
Yes, A or A Ramanta, 3 Rami shabdas. So yes, A Ramanta 3 Rami Lakshmi, A Mantava 3 Rami. In the case that hmm, yeah, other examples given here are 3 Loki the group of three words. So that's Trayanam, Lokanam, Samaharah, Triloki, or Chaturshloki Bhagavatam as we say. So that's Chaturnam, Shlokanam, Samaharah, or Panchavati, the group of five big trees. So that's also that's Vata. Tree is called Vata. Vata. So Panchanam, Vatanam, Samaharah. So Vata ends with Vamana A. So considering it feminine, we apply Eep and then we get Panchavati. Then Saptashati. So that's this aggregate of 7/100s. So basically 700. So Saptanam, Shatanam, Samaharah. So in this way, these are some examples given. And this is also a very common samasa, especially the first part of the sutra when the three Rami samasa ends with Vamana A. And then we apply Eep and then we get samasas like Triloki, Panchavati, Ashtadhyayi, ityadi. Yeah, even the footnote gives that example of Ashtadhyayi.
So even a group of soldiers, like if you say 1,000 soldiers,
Okay.
Shata Saini, it'll still be a feminine noun. I don't know, it's kind of
Like
interesting to think.
let's consider the word to be Sena, you know, like Sena in Sanskrit, Sena. So Shata Sena or Sahasra Sena, something. Let's say Shata Sena. So Shatanam Senanam Samahara, the collection of let's say 100 army, 100 armies. So there, Shata Sena, after removing, the Vishnu Bhaktis. So Sena is ending with the long A, so that's up. Um, we can check if that is up or not. I think it should be up. Why not? Yeah, it's up. So there, so Shata Sena. So there will be two forms. Once when we will consider it uh, feminine, then we'll add Eep and we'll get Shataseni. And once when it will not be considered feminine, we'll consider it a neuter word. So we'll bring Su 1 1 because when the three Rami Samas is done normally, it's a neuter word in singular. So Su, uh, so when Su is there, so Brahmant Trivikramasya Vamana, so this I is removed, and then Su is replaced with Brahma Krishna Tsor so we get Shatasenam. So these will be the two forms, Shataseni and Shatasenam in that example. Is that clear?
Yes, thank you. So far the sutras haven't given any Trirami which is masculine yet.
Yeah,
Purushottam
I
Linga.
I believe it must come ahead. Okay. Okay, we'll continue tomorrow. Just about another 5 minutes. I think this is also an elaborate. But these samasas are very interesting because they're everywhere. Uh, these samasas, and studying them minutely is very nice and interesting also. In comparison with making forms in the second and the third chapter, let's say.
Yeah, we find all these words in the shlokas, so now it's and the Ashtakams and all that. So
Yes.
it's very interesting.
Okay, so we'll stop here. We'll continue tomorrow from here. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Hare Krishna. Dhanavat Pranam.